CMIS 106 Object Design and Programming students, this video is going to give you an overview of what week one is all about. Let me switch to student preview here, try to give you an idea of what you're going to see. So there will be more weeks here, but we're just going to focus here on week one. So as you've already probably seen in previous videos, at the beginning of each week, just like we see in week one, I'm going to have an overview of what you're doing for the week. So you'll see topics for the week, like here. You're supposed to have watched already the videos of the welcome video. You should have looked at the syllabus. Now, I'm not going to really insult your intelligence, but let me pull up the syllabus real quick and take a brief overview of it. So you want to make sure you're familiar with how to reach me. I do have a mailbox on campus, but being an adjunct, I don't have any office hours, and this semester this course is strictly online for me. So there will be no on-campus meetings. And we've already talked about the fact that the textbook for this semester is going to be this Java Programming Masterclass. So there is a supplemental text, which this actually used to be our main text, which is, I think, a very good text. You're welcome to get it, purchase the e-text of it, but it's not required anymore. Instead, we are replacing that with this Udemy course. But I do think this is a really good text if you have some additional funds and want to get it. I'm not going to insult your intelligence, and you can read through this information on the syllabus. Probably the thing you're most concerned with is what's going to happen week to week. I will tell you that this has already been mildly adjusted from what you see here, but this gives you a rough guideline as to what's going to happen. Just be aware that because sometimes I have to make changes or amendments, that's really going to be the case. And so really your go-to is going to be what you see in Blackboard. But you can refer to the syllabus as a rough guide as to what's going to happen and what expectations are. But I would say as far as the actual details of what we're going to do week to week, refer to Blackboard. Please notice that you should be using your FCC email address. I am directed by FCC to use my FCC email address as well as correspond with you through your FCC email address. So if you correspond with me through any other means, I probably won't reply to you because I'm expecting you to use your FCC email address. So please make sure that's the communication method you use. So you can certainly read through the rest of the syllabus. I'm not going to insult your intelligence, but you should do that. Also, there is a video on explaining the Udemy course. You probably already watched that by now, but if you haven't, you want to do that. There's also a video explaining how we're going to use Replit, and if you haven't done that, you should do that as well. There will be reading material in each week, and you'll see in week one that there's some reading material. I will tell you that the quizzes for each week, most of the time your go-to for what the quiz is on, it's going to be related to this reading material in most cases. Now there will be questions, of course, that relate to the Udemy content and the coding content, but the reading material is really going to be your friend as far as a lot of the quiz questions are from. So make sure you spend some time looking at the reading material and going over it, understanding it when you go to take the quizzes. Just be aware that I am expected to align the course to what a course coordinator's expectations are. I don't have control over everything in the course, and the quizzes are one of those things that are aligning to what the course coordinator expects. So make sure you take a look at the reading material for that reason. Also, you will see in some weeks some coding examples. In week one, there really aren't any, but in future weeks, there will be. So you should be spending the time watching the Udemy videos. Now, if you go to do coding assignments in Replit Teams and you haven't watched the Udemy videos, you're probably going to struggle. So make sure you go through the Udemy videos. Just be aware in the first week, most of the Udemy videos is logistical stuff and installing software. By the way, you are welcome to install the Java JDK as well as IntelliJ, which is the IDE that is used in Udemy. However, I've actually set this up so that you can use Replit for your coding as well as Replit Teams for graded coding assignments. So you can install the Java JDK as well as an IDE, which I think is really a great way to go. But I've tried to set this up to make this a little bit less painful for you so you don't have to do that. Some other tasks to complete, you want to make sure that you pay attention to this and look at this information that you see. In week one, a lot of this is logistical stuff, and it's redundant with what I'm talking about here in the video. Probably what you're most concerned with is, what do I have to turn in for the week? So you will see this is the work that's due. So you should be doing this online self-assessment. That online self-assessment is basically there to make sure that you know the expectations on you to be somewhat of a self-starter and self-sufficient. It's an online course. You're going to have to be somewhat self-starting in this case. Make sure you have a backup plan for when technology is going to fail or when your Wi-Fi fails you. How are you going to plan for those things? And are you prepared to actually spend all the time that you need to invest in the course? Because there's a ton of content to do each week. So you need to make sure you're prepared to do that. Also, you should be enrolling in the Udemy course. I've already had a video that explains that. That's an assignment you should be submitting as a screenshot. You should be doing, joining joining the Replit team. So that's an assignment you should be doing, as well as doing your Hello 106 assignment as well, which there's videos for each one of those things. The only thing remaining is the quiz. You'll notice that the week 1 quiz is 20 questions for 10 points. It is timed for 20 minutes. However, you can take it up to 3 times, and the highest score is retained. So this is what you want to make sure you do for week 1. Don't forget that week 1 work is due by Monday, 11:59 p.m. In this case, that Monday is September 13th. So as always, if you have questions, please feel free to reach out to me. I suggest that you do your darndest to reach out to me by Friday, Saturday, no later than Sunday, 6 p.m. Because if you wait till Monday, like 11 p.m., I'm probably going to be in bed and you're not going to get a reply till the next day. And by that point, your work's already past due and won't be accepted. So if you make sure you do everything you can to try to plan to complete the work by early weekend, that gives you time to ask questions and gives you a buffer of a couple days if you have a problem. So do everything you can to try to complete your work by Friday or Saturday of each week. As always, if you have a question, this is how you reach me. Good luck.